consciously eating.
Welcome to another video. I had, I think, 2 or 3 days now with no updates, no uploads. So to give a bit of context here, that was due to the fact that Negat is covering the Pro League Cup, or no, not the Pro League Cup, the Praise Hastem Cup from 2 weeks, or, yeah, 2 weeks, weekend ago. Or was it last weekend? I don't know. And yeah, I don't want to, I don't know, have 2 videos on the same party, so I let Negat upload everything. He gets more clicks anyways, because he has more subscribers, people know him, and he will bring back all the players who know Little Wargame already, but went inactive back. So yeah, there's not really any need for more content about this tournament, I think. So yeah, that's why. Also, I was busy with the Pro League and the Cup organization, and I still am. But yeah, I have one replay I really want to show you, and it's between Square Root and WeirdRat. Was an awesome game. Played I think even before the Cup, the Praise Hearthstone Cup. So yeah, it was a really great game, and take a look at it today together. Yo. In the top left corner in red, we have square root of -1, and in the bottom right corner, in the blue shorts, we have WeirdRat. I was spectating, as you can see, letting these people know that yeah, something with recording with them didn't work. And now we're in for a ride. Obviously, since I watched the video or was a spectator live, I know what's going to happen and what's going down. And I tell you right now, it's gonna be a blast. It's absolutely top level Little Wargame. These 2 players go at each other with like no hesitation. They are just, it will be insane, absolutely insane. Let's talk about the openings. So Square Root is opening with a Rex. Pretty standard, staying at 11 workers. He's kind of skipped one, but it's okay. He did a different start where you skip the second worker, or the first one even, and get an earlier house and then earlier Rex. So he's a bit faster than his opponent. And yeah, as you can see, WeirdRat is the standard opening. Having his Rex a bit later. You see it's really teeny tiny bit difference. And both players will open with Raiders. So yeah, that's very standard. But to note already that we have very slight optimizations here. I think the only difference is in the income, you can notice. So Square Root is behind 30 to 40 gold. That's all the downside. So not really behind, but he's a bit faster with the Raider, and that can very boost your impact when your Raider is here and your opponent is not starting with the standard Raider opening, but instead with first castle into 2 den or something like that, or even versus 1 den beast players. That can be already helpful versus mech, especially because you usually have the Gatling gun out a bit too late, and the Raider is able to get damage in at least once. And we see an interesting idea. WeirdRat is going for archers instead of raiders. So all I talked about is yeah, for naughty. Another thing to note, Square Root is yeah, kind of going around. He expects the raider from WeirdRat to go right now in the middle, and he would meet the raider from WeirdRat here with his second raider already. And he would be here with his raider on his own and be doing damage. And the second raider from WeirdRat would not be out. So another slight advantage for the opening from Square Root. But it didn't work out because WeirdRat obviously started with Watchers. And now we see he got 2 hits off. One archer is already kind of damaged, and one of the workers is already damaged. So he sends back the worker. I think he doesn't need another one. And we have very early on 2 raiders. And the second raider will also try to deal some damage. Maybe he can get another hit in on the worker. WeirdRat is pulling back the archers. Maybe a little mistake. But he wanted to be out of range, I think, or out of vision. And yeah, Squareroot will try to kill, but he doesn't get it. It's very close. It's requiring 4 hits from a raider to kill an archer. Only 3 hits for an worker. Yeah, so that's the opening. Also, Squareroot is a bit faster than WeirdRat. And WeirdRat kinda skipped workers, I think. Let's check supply. So we have 22 on Squareroot side and 23 actually. Yeah, but WeirdRat went into more archers. Obviously, they are more important to defend. And now notice how WeirdRat is not moving out with the archers. He's keeping them, especially the herd one, within the worker line. So he can just hold position with the workers and stay with the archers behind. So the archers act like a tower here. And yeah, the workers are just there to confuse the raiders, because you cannot move versus workers who are hold position, because the attack priority. Nice micro here, like, oh, it's so great. And yeah, the melee units, their attack priority is, I think, buildings and other units except workers are higher in attack priority than workers themselves. So if you hold position with the workers, these melee units will run around confused and the worker actually attack, and the archers anyways, because they're ranged. So yeah, very great little skirmish here at the beginning. Squareroot not able to do damage, but maybe now he can, but he also loses a raider, and yeah, that was a very unfortunate trade, because usually the raider are more expensive, of course, but you really want to do more damage as well. So, that being said, we see that Squareroot, off of this aggression he put toward WeirdRat, he gets an earlier third. Obviously, WeirdRat knows this, while they are a bit chit-chatting. WeirdRat knows there's a third castle, and an early one for Squareroot. He kind of needs to do something about it. But that's the reason for the advanced workshop, because now he gonna drop. He gonna drop with Archer, actually. Because he knows the raiders are all hurt. There's only 1 raider left, who's okay-ish. So it was kind of a mistake from Squareroot to linger here with his raiders. Because if they are not low, WeirdRat would not be able to send over the... Or maybe he would be, but he would take more damage, and Squareroot could get stuff done here and deal more damage. And yeah, now Squareroot will see there is not that many archers here, and we see here Squareroot is kind of expecting it because he saw the advanced workshop, but he's not very well prepared, because 5 archers obviously outdamage 1 archer, and 2 archers originally are not enough to deal damage to this workshop. So Squareroot is forced to pull all the workers and actually lose a lot of income right now. And yeah, WeirdRat is just doing this to get at least on an equal footing when it comes to income. But we already see that Squareroot is kind of behind. He lost 380 gold already, and he's also behind in mind total gold. So yeah, the third really has to pay off. But yeah, WeirdRat, since he knows, or is pretty certain that there's a third, he tries to drop a second time, but versus 2 raiders, it's a bit, yeah, it's a bit messy, because your raiders, these raiders are dealing so much damage that you cannot really unload the archers, because they will, yeah, get killed immediately. And yeah, Squareroot now just keeping tabs of WeirdRat's airship. So Squareroot knows, okay, he's leaving now, and he's starting to replenish the workers, but actually he's supply stuck. Not happen that often, but yeah, if the game is a bit, yeah, a bit stressful, and here I notice it. So yeah, he was supply stuck a bit, quite a bit actually, and as he points out himself. So these these little mistakes adding up throughout the game, especially versus 2 players on this of this skill level and caliber. Okay, WeirdRat killing off one of the last remaining raiders because Scareroot wants to get them, yeah, just use them to deal some damage. He actually killed the walker, I think. And you see, WeirdRat is still ahead, and Scareroot is just running around with his workers, with his raiders, and yeah, supply block. Like as I said, like the little mistakes a player does, making all the difference in games like this. And actually, we see both players very heavy on archers. We see 63 supply for Scareroot and a bit more supply, but also a bit more production and more buildings coming up for WeirdRat. But interestingly, we have a little drop here from Scareroot with 4 archers himself. So he does the same WeirdRat just did to him. But WeirdRat is able to punish this better, I think. Maybe he even, with these many archers, he can even kill the airship, I guess. Or try to. And it looks like, yeah, he will kill the airship and he will kill the archers. Lose a few archers, but yeah, makes no difference. Scareroot now tries to make the most of his archers, of course. WeirdRat pulling back this archer. I think, yeah, Scareroot tries to shoot at this last remaining archers, but yeah. I think WeirdRat didn't do it intentionally, but the archer was luckily a bit too far away. On the meantime, Scareroot already preparing the next attack here with the archers. Because Scareroot knows he's behind, he needs to do some damage. He needs to do some, yeah, denying him a bit of income. And yeah, that's what we see right now. Nobody is getting a fourth now because they too struggle quite a bit with each other. And getting a fourth now would be too greedy. I'm still a bit BM, asking a lot of things, but as you can see, Scareroot is. I think actually DC asked me to ask Scareroot, so yeah, just paying my dues here and doing my deeds. And we see this transition. We have actually a lot of archers out now, but they transition now into soldiers because archers versus archers fights with catapults usually are very coin flippy, so you want to have something to deal with the catapults. And we see the 2 drops from Scareroot actually got him ahead. He's mining more, he's getting a force now because he knows WeirdRat is busy with him and his drops. And he keeps WeirdRat at home, literally. But he's also sending out his own drops. This time with catapults, which is, I think, the right call. But yeah, Scareroot reacting here in time. Still, Scareroot also busy here, but just flying around with the airship is enough to keep WeirdRat at home, or at least a few of the units at home. And you see he's just dropping now because he cannot keep being taps on all this stuff he's doing. And we see at the same time WeirdRat is doing this exact same thing, sending over. Like Scareroot is doing it with the catapults. WeirdRat is busy here, using his force and his few soldiers he has, together with the catapults. Also sending another little army here in the middle, and he's actually sending in more units with the rally point. And Scareroot was defended here, and WeirdRat is keeping one little archer army at home, defending here. And he seems to be doing okay. Scareroot, in the meantime, sorting things out with this catapult, or these 2 catapults, originally Red 2, I think. And also fighting over here with the worker, actually. So Scareroot now is a bit in trouble, because he already pulls his workers to defend versus WeirdRat. So yeah, mining is denied on the 3rd of Scareroot. Also, as you can see here, hold position here might be the right call because the catapult is something you don't want to be attacked. And at the same time, we see Scareroot still being annoying with another cutter drop. The archers running around a bit clueless. And another cutter drop here. So 2 bases denied mining right now. And Scareroot is doing a good job, but at the same time he's defending here, and both players are kind of multitasking each other to the brim. Yeah, as you said, I mean, it's hilarious. Like, we have drops here, we have drops here. It's absolutely insanity going on right now. And we see a huge battle here. The archers are arriving here as well. The third base is attacked, and in the meantime we see all these workers who are killed for WeirdRat, because he's concentrating now more on his side of the map, less of it on his side of the map, and tries to do damage to Square Root and win the fight over here. And yeah, at the same time neglecting his own stuff. And yeah, kind of, yeah, it does not work, because Square Root is just pulling the workers as well. But we see the supply is only 10 supply ahead, I think. Yeah, WeirdRat is still 10 supply ahead. Then we see unit lost. It's absolutely bloodbath, and all these workers are so damaged. But Scarut still able to mine from one base, his main, constantly, which is, I think, very good. And over here we see still some units left, but they are not on attack. We see three catapults and 2 airships still at WeirdRat's throat. Yeah, the third bait is kind of done already. And yeah, WeirdRat is dropping over here, killing more units. We see 35 workers now. Soon to be more, 38, and maybe the last one, no. 39 workers dead, pretty much on every base. Square Root lost all the workers, and on the other side we see 25 workers lost for WeirdRat, and yeah, it will soon be more as well. And as you can see here, like it's absolutely insane. Like 32, 33, 35 workers now, and a soldier killed within. So yeah, Square Root also doing with the drops what he can. So both players now at his toes at 3 base again, and now it's kind of settling down, and yeah, the storm is over, and everyone just focuses now on the economy and tries to get the worker count up at each base. We see another airship is lost. Square Root flying away with 1 remaining airship and 1 catapult in it, and yeah, same for WeirdRat, who's coming home with his airship and 1 catapult. So yeah, absolutely insanity. I would have lost a long time ago already, because I would just be overwhelmed with defending at home and also dropping at the same time. But these 2 guys, for them it's bread and butter play. So yeah, really, really awesome job. We see actually, which is funny to me, because if you take into consideration that the total mining minus the lost amount, they are pretty equal still. And yeah, I pointed out because it's funny. So yeah, I just let them know. We're still with one airship and already a ballista. Interestingly, Square Root is playing completely without ballista or anything. He's just fighting with workers and his own units. I think he's not even having a tower, where WeirdRat already got 1 at least. So yeah, we see another attack from Square Root. Seems to be yeah, I guess there was an airship and the ballista killed it, and now the remaining units are killed by the workers and soldiers. So Square Root is the aggressor now. Except for over here, there's yeah, actually 2 catapults doing a bit of annoying stuff, but the archers will be able to kill this airship sooner rather than later. But yeah, WeirdRat is able to fly away. We see some Gatling guns, I think, versus the soldiers. And we see another drop coming from Square Root with a pretty severely damaged catapult. But yeah, WeirdRat is able to just fly around the airships with the ballista. But another drop is coming from Square Root now. There was a little break, but it's okay. Yeah, the 1 shot at least. He got 1 shot up. It's okay. But another drop coming here, so Square Root still fighting and being the aggressor. And WeirdRat still, yeah, still busy with defending, so to say. We see a lot of soldiers coming, and Squirrel, of course, knows that the airship with the ballista is coming. Also keeping tabs on the 4th location, because here he flies over anyways, right? So having here one soldier is smart. It's the right call. Yeah, but Squirrel still defending with archers only. And WeirdRat now prioritizing defending rather than attacking. So the game shifts a bit, only a bit, but they are still pretty equal. It's absolutely insane. So Squirrel still hovering with the airship here, waiting for WeirdRat to make a move and be able to just drop in another time. And as you can see, he does so and kills another worker load. Let's see, 51 worker lost for WeirdRat already. Absolutely crazy. And WeirdRat now moving out versus 30 with a supply deficit of 30, which is not the right call, obviously. But yeah, I think Squirrel just absolutely excels at Keter drops here. Loses these two, maybe? No, he doesn't. He's able to drop them another time, and yeah, but loses one and loses most likely the second one. Yeah, and WeirdRat also dropping him again, being annoying here, killing another load of workers. Most likely kills a few more now, but he's busy. And actually, WeirdRat is doing a good job of just that was huge. WeirdRat able to snipe one of the airships from Squirrel. But Squirrel still having the superiority, just supply-wise, with his army. And WeirdRat still annoying with his catapults here. If we take a look at the units, they are so close to each other with the worker count. So really, the income is nearly the same for both people. Only one got, and that's Squirrel, got a 4th base, another one. But yeah, still, he cannot really start mining. Still skipping the ballista, still refusing to build a tower. And he kind of pays the price for. WeirdRat still dropping him. But I think Squirrel goes for a nasty push now, because he flies in the units here, and he will push down on the 3rd or the 2nd here. And WeirdRat not able, because he has not enough, not able to really divert or split his army. And yeah, as you can see, Squirrel just dropping them units up here and fighting, and the Gatling guns will all the difference, because they are great versus soldiers, right? So this addition is very helpful. And WeirdRat just putting them the catapults up in the corner here, killing the castle, and yeah, a little squad moving in now at the 2nd, and the 3rd aggressor is this catapult here. So yes, very next level play from WeirdRat, from Squirrel's side. Also notice the caltrops here, very helpful versus all the soldiers coming. Alright, so Squirrel loses a few worker over here, but yeah, it's so close, 17. Yeah, now he flies it up there and then it's gone. And WeirdRat is able to defend the aggression from Squirrel, and in the meantime, WeirdRat is also able to just counter this aggression with his own Keter drops. 2nd one, so to say. The other one is up here, cannot be attacked by the archers. Absolutely insane game. And we see now that WeirdRat still being annoying, and Squirrel doesn't really have the force and yeah, the means to defend it, because he's still keeping tabs on this hidden airship here. And he's not able to put on aggression versus WeirdRat, and WeirdRat is obviously noticing it. And since he knows, he's just moving out now. 83 supply versus 67. Now Squirrel, and that's way too late, gets a ballista of his own, because he cannot, he doesn't have enough archers to deal with it. But yeah, literally does he know he already is pretty done for, because this army is just moving in. He may be able to shoot it down, but yeah, it's full. Yeah. Now he sees what's coming, and I doubt that he's able to win this game now. But it's Scareroot in the end, so Scareroot still having some units all over the map. But that's really a lot of catapults, and also a worker to repair. I mean, the worker to kill the worker is pretty easy, and yeah, Scareroot just does so. And now he keeps moving with the units and spreads them a bit. But yeah, it's really, he cannot do that much anymore. WeirdRat also sending units over here, and interestingly, securing the airship and also the load, the cargo in it. But yeah, Scareroot now notices that. I'm pretty sure he will notice that he cannot win anymore. Although he's kind of annoying here and trying to cut into the reinforcements. But yeah, now WeirdRat just produces constantly, sends over the new produced units, and he's just pressuring Scareroot to death. Because obviously Scareroot does have the 4th base, and WeirdRat needs to end the game. Because if he's not ending now, he will definitely lose because of the income economy in general. But still, Scareroot still trying to defend because he knows if he holds the push, he can most likely win this game still somehow. But yeah, now WeirdRat smart sending in 2 soldiers here to deal with these workers. And yeah, Scareroot now is denied another mining worker line. And now the airship is going down. Scareroot tries to get in, or I don't know, deal some damage and defend with the workers too. But it doesn't work. There are too many soldiers, and also the airships microing and supporting the units. So yeah, Scareroot killed off the two soldiers here, but he forgot to send the workers to the mine again, because he's a bit overwhelmed by all this aggression here. And yeah, absolutely crazy. We see another drop coming from WeirdRat, and yeah, he's just ending it now. Sending over units, and yeah, the game. I mean, Scareroot didn't move into the bottom half of the map since what, 5 minutes. So yeah, it's really nearing the end. Still though, he's still fighting because he knows he has the 4th, and he's still mining good. But he will definitely lose the bases, and yeah, then it's over. Struggling a bit before the unavoidable damage. Yeah, there we see it. So let's check the units count, the units lost count. Absolutely amazing. What a slaughter. 84 workers. Scareroot lost 84 workers.